Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Doug with News and Views by Doug. Today is Sunday, June 14th, and word has come out that the U.S. and Iran have agreed finally on a deal where there's going to be a peace. And President Trump announced it today, even though he's been announcing it for weeks. But he basically is saying that on Friday, the two countries will come together, probably in Europe, and signed a peace deal. We've been hearing this for a while, and I don't believe anything the Iranians say. And last night, when word was getting out that there was a peace deal being done, the supporters of the IRGC apparently were protesting and rioting in the street because they felt that their country was giving up and had lost the war. Well, the Iranian state TV came out this morning saying, "Oh, no, 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 they forced the United States into a peace deal. They're forcing the United States out of the Persian Gulf. They won." Okay. Yeah, you keep believing that. Hold my coffee. But here's the thing I don't understand. They're not surrendering. President Trump announced that the blockade is over with. He's going to start sending our ships home. When originally they kept saying that they were going to slowly have ships leave, and it'd be 30, maybe even 60 days before the full blockade was over with. So now it's just, we're opening up the straits and they want the oil to flow. So we should see gas prices coming down soon, probably within a month. But the whole purpose here was to destroy the Iranian regime and their terror outfit. They're the biggest state sponsor of terrorism in the world. And have we done that? Israel hit Hezbollah yesterday because Hezbollah launched another missile into Israel. And what does the President Trump do? He calls them up and says, "Hey, why the hell are you retaliating? You're going to ruin our deal with Iran." I'm sorry. Israel was attacked, and they have every frickin' right to protect themselves and their people. Who the hell are we telling them, no, don't retaliate? You think if the role was reversed and we were attacked and someone told us, no, don't retaliate? What the hell? We don't have the right to tell a country not to defend themselves, no matter who it is. So that's supposedly the deal. And, I feel bad for the Persian people because we didn't get their government changed. They're like a hydra. The snakeheads just keep popping out. We take out one regime leader, one politician, and another one pops up. Now they're still claiming that their Ayatollah, the son of the other Ayatollah that we wiped out, they're saying he's still alive, even though we don't think he is. So, who's making these peace deals? Who's negotiating? So we'll see what happens, but I feel bad for the Persian people. They're still under the same killer regime. And the IRGC is going to kill a few thousand more just to have the people, simmer down and stop rising up against them. So did we really accomplish anything? It's just, to me, it kind of feels like we just wasted millions and millions of dollars, American lives. And for what? Nothing's really going to change, at least in my opinion. So anyways, folks, here in the United States this morning, we had a small tragedy. A plane with a pilot and 11 parachutists, they took off out of Butler, Missouri. They said the plane didn't gain much altitude and it then veered off to the side where it crashed, killing all 12 on board. So, it's never a good thing. But I've never understood, military needs to jump out of planes, for invasions. But I've never understood the civilian side of it, jumping out of a perfectly good flying plane. When I was in the Marines, I repelled out of helicopters, especially the CH-53. And, there was times when I would look up and think, huh, If there's an engine problem, that thing crashes, it's coming down right on top of me. So I never wanted to jump out of an airplane. I think that's common sense. So anyways, long story short, 12 people died. I'm sure the FAA and the NTCB will be investigating to find out what the hell happened out there in Missouri. But anyways, folks, again, it's Sunday. I hope you had a decent weekend. Keep your eyes open. If you see something, say something. We still have threats of terrorism going on. They're arresting terrorists right now in this country. And hopefully they'll be tried, imprisoned, then deported out of this country. So anyways, please be safe. Take care of your family and friends. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. You folks take care.